You come over here, Dread. These two. Dread's a whole Viking. Oh shit. I appreciate those two boys. That was amazing. Smitty, some guy, honestly.
These two what?
Oh shit.
What's up?
How's it going, brother?
Oh, it's going great. I'm on 12 hours of streaming right now.
Jesus, that's some dedication.
Yeah. I mean,
that's. The longest I've done, I think, is just over 10 hours, and that fucked me up.
No, it's been great. I've community as always is freaking amazing.
Oh, I can't say enough about him. I could not say enough about him. Like, honestly, bro, this is as you know. I mean, me and you have been close since the very start. I think everyone knows we are good friends, and you know this is something I've been working on for 2 months plus. And you build something up to such a point that it becomes intimidating. So, like, before I went live today, I took my son to nursery or to kindergarten, whatever you want to call it. I'm fucking shaking, get in, and I'm like fucking about with shit that I don't need to fuck about with, but I just need to be doing something. And then I press go live, and Yasha was a great person to do it with first because me and him are really good friends. Obviously, you know, the work relationship we have as well as our friendship.
There we go.
And then as soon as it got into it, I was like, shit, like, this is good. Like, this is going well. What? Like, and yeah, that last one fucked me up. Dread.
Mr. Dread.
There we go. I should be coming through now.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
There we go. I was freaking out. I was like, tell me it's not going to not pick up my mic the day of. I tested all this yesterday.
We should have played it off.
All right.
One thing I want to say, the same with Gotham. So the original lineup, obviously, a couple people had to change, as shit always does whenever you do anything like this. And Dread was another person. As soon as I dropped my idea to Dread and said, would you mind coming on this? Dread was so receptive, and all he's done ever since he became part of it is offer his help, almost to a point where he's like, Deli, just let me do something, just let me help.
Yeah, I was hitting him up on Discord, like, dude, I know the anxiety's got to be getting to you, like, let me take something off your plate.
And this is what I mean when I say, and I'll keep saying it, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face, surround yourself with people that want to see you win. Because, like I said with Dread, me and Dread met later on in my journey, and we've become friends, and we've been in each other's streams over the course of the last month. But it's relationships like I have with Dread, and obviously everyone knows the relationship I have with Regnoth, that will make you succeed, because these people truly care about your platform, because they know you care about theirs. So again, that's a long way of me saying thank you, Dread.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. You're two of my earliest and staunchest supporters, so it's the least I can do.
Yeah, like, honestly.
Let me bust out my notes, though. Here we go.
I love this is what I mean. Dread, honestly, me and Dread, I don't know what it is yet, but I will already tell you, me and Dread at some point will work on something together. I can already tell you, because he is just like me. He is just like me. He's like, he was speaking to me on Twitter or Discord or something. He was like, oh, I've got notes and this, that, and I was like, I fucking love that. Like, that is literally me. Someone says to me, oh, Deli, can you come and work on this with me? I'll be like, tell me what it is. Let me look at it. I'm not going to fuck about with anything. I just want to know what you're doing, so then I can see if there's anything I can contribute. Like, it's fucking amazing. Love that shit. I've been looking... Oh, God. I've had too much caffeine as well, so I'm a bit over the top.
But man. A little bit.
Well, I've had... Wraith Energy, TMGC at checkout.
Yeah, how many?
Nice,
how many?
Nice.
I've only had one of those, and then I've also had a can of Monster. So it's not too bad. I've kind of moved over to Pepsi just to reduce the caffeine intake, because I'm feeling a little bit...
Sugar will do the trick now.
Yeah, well, jelly beans. But anyway, boys, before we get into it, can for those of you, because we've got about 25 people watching right now, if you could just tell people who you are,
hell yeah.
You know, kind of a little insight into who you are. Go on, Dread, take us off.
All right, I'm TheDreadWeb. I'm an aspiring early access variety streamer. I do like to network a lot with other small creators, so collaborations like this, bread and butter. like I said before, Deli and Regnoth are some of my earliest and staunchest supporters. So
100%.
gotta come out here. I'm already following them. I already lurk on them. I already chat with them. This is the next step. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come out here. I'm super hyped. You got a bunch of people in the chat. I'm starting to build up people now. We're almost at 10. Welcome in new guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to type back to you guys rather than chat back because I don't want to fill it with noise. So I appreciate everybody for dropping in. Definitely, if you're not already following Deli and Regnoth, do yourself a solid or you're fucking up.
I love that. How do you follow that, Reg? How do you follow that? Let's go. He's been streaming. Remember, chat. He's been streaming for 12 hours, so take it easy on him.
Yeah, take it easy on me. I'm at 12. I'm at 12. No, I'm RegnothStreaming. Yeah, people call me Regnoth, Reggie, Reg, Regno.
Goes by many names.
I go by many names, and it doesn't bother me as long as you know. I'm here to support because I try and support everybody. I'm usually popping around to every single channel, multiple times, hiding, lurking.
Hiding. He's in the bush watching you. I will say this. Big shout out to Reg because I spend a fuckload of time in other people's streams. But nobody, I wouldn't even say myself, do I see as much as I see Reg. I'll be in a stream and he'll be coming in, and then I'll go into another stream and he'll already be in there. I'm like, what the fuck? So I will say, hardest working man on Twitch.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's important. What I'm about, I'm a variety streamer as well. Generally, I just play what I enjoy. So if I'm not into it, I'm probably not going to play it. Because I feel that you have to be passionate about it, or else it doesn't ring, So, but that's me in a nutshell. I mean, just supporter, loving it.
No, I agree. I think you hit the nail on the head. You've got to enjoy. It's like a day job. No, if you don't enjoy a day job, it's because you don't want to be doing it. Which, to be fair, that's probably all of us. But no, I 100% agree. You smashed it. And to be fair, the games you play, they are. It's the same. To be fair, these are all games that I wouldn't typically play myself, and that's why I almost enjoy watching you guys play them. And I will say, to speak about Dread, if you haven't watched one of Dread's streams yet, go and watch him because this fucking crab game he plays is fucking mental. Like, I've taken a lot of drugs, and I feel like I've taken drugs when I watch one of his streams when he's playing that. What's it called?
Crab Champions. It is an acid trip of a game.
What the fucking type of name is that? Like,
made by the guy who made Crab Rave. If people are familiar with the meme.
Like, honestly. So, let's get into the meat and potatoes because some of these questions I can't wait to hear your opinions on. And I'm sure if you've been watching the stream so far, you've been watching it and going, I can't wait to be asked that, because some of these, especially to do with later on, to do with like your most iconic games and stuff like that, like.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to gush about my favorites.
Listen to Dread. Yep.
Let's go.
Yep. Right.
He's pumped up.
So what or who originally got you into gaming? Dread, I'll let you go first.
Let's see. I was like a very casual gamer my whole childhood. Like I didn't have like TV screens and stuff in my house until I was like 12. Really? So by the time I encountered...
Whoa, Dread, stop there.
He said, hold up.
You didn't have TV screens in your house?
Well, no, we had TVs, but we didn't have cable or like game systems or anything.
I thought you were about to tell me you used to be Amish or something. Like,
no, we just my parents just didn't like believe in TV. My dad watched a lot of movies, so we watched a lot of movies out at his house, and then my mom just like didn't really do screen time. So I did a lot of books, read a lot of books, and then when I was I think 13, I played Dragon Age Origins when it came out. And that game consumed me, and that was the first time that I realized that a video game could give you the same level and depth of like interaction and like world building that a book could give you.
Oh,
like it was like I was in the book, and it was amazing. Like I went from somebody who played games to a gamer like overnight.
Yeah,
I got it for Christmas, and by the new year, I was like, I need to build a computer. I need to build stuff. I need to play games.
I love that. Reg? Same question. Yeah. What or who got you? What or who got you into gaming?
Oh, I grew up a little rough, as I don't think anybody knows, but my parents split, and then of course my dad always tried to buy my affection, so the first thing I asked for was a Nintendo, and from there it just took off. First game I ever owned, other than the Super Mario that came with it, was Dragon Warriors.
Oh,
it was Dragon Warriors. Yeah. So, and then
Forged
I had an
by the
Atari.
Nintendo.
Yeah, and the Atari. It was great. Played a lot of, tanks. E.T. I even had a copy of E.T.
E.T. was a game.
Oh my god,
Yep.
yes.
Yep. So I started out that way, and then worked my way up to Final Fantasies, and then, it just took off. I just love games. It takes me to a place where I can forget the day, whether it was bad or good. It just kind of takes me to my own little. Yeah, it just takes me to my own little world.
Cathartic is a great way of saying it.
That's exactly what it is. It's like a release.
Yeah, and it brings out. It makes me smile. There's not a time that I'm not gaming and not smiling. Even if I'm having a bad game, I'm probably still smiling about it. So that's my dad was always on the road. He was a truck driver. Mom worked 2 jobs. So I took care of myself.
Did we have the same life?
Lived in a trailer park. Grew up in a trailer park. And then worked myself to the bone to get out of that situation and where I'm at now. So
I love that.
That's me.
Right? Swap out the boonies.
That's what got
swap
me
out the
into
trailer
it.
park for the boonies in the middle of nowhere, and then the ghetto in the city. I was swapping between those, and that sounded like you were describing my autobiography.
No, honestly, yeah. And apart from your dad trying to buy your affection, just chuck in your dad trying to beat affection into you.
Yeah.
No, that was my stepdad.
Oh no!
Yeah.
My stepdad was okay. That part wasn't too bad. But no, to be fair, I do find that sometimes, and this is why this platform was so important, is to remind people of. We get so used to, I think we do it as a society, but definitely as individuals sometimes. When we're going through a hard time, we believe we're the only people going through that time.
Yep.
And if you listen to what you just said, Reg, and then, or if the chat, listen to what you just said, Reg, you just told a story, and me and Dread both basically lived the exact same story. Everyone goes through these struggles, and it's so important to have these conversations, especially as men, because we don't talk about this shit,
or you're encouraged not to.
Yeah, and when we do, we make light of it. And don't get me wrong, anyone that watches my streams know me and Yasha joke about some dark shit, but it's because we've lived it. And it's important to have those jokes, but it's also important to have these conversations as men and say, this was really fucking shit what we went through, and we can kind of almost it becomes cathartic. You kind of vibe off each other and kind of go, yeah, that was a really shit time. Oh, you went through that as well. Oh yeah, this happened. Oh, that happened. Oh, that, and you kind of almost exercise those inner demons. I'm someone who's had 5 years of therapy, like I've already said in the stream, so I've come to terms with a lot of my demons, but it's still very important to kind of let those voices out sometimes and have those conversations, and that's what I think gaming does, especially online gaming, is you connect with people who have been through similar experiences, because it's my belief that energies attract each other. You connect with people on a similar keel to you. So as a child, Reg, what was gaming for you? Was it an escape, or was it? Yeah. Was it an escape for you, or was it something that kind of brought you together with your family? Like Raz said, she used to play games with her family, which I think is pretty cool.
We did some board games as a family, but mainly it was an escape. I usually got in there to just dive into the story, whether it be Mario just trying to save Princess Peach, or Dragon Warriors trying to find the sword and working your way to save the world, or save the city or world with the Dragon Lord,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an escape because, like you said, I never really shared any feelings, and I'm super surprised at people watching me, because I really am so monotone, because I was taught young, you don't show emotion, you're straight, know.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I'm so. This is me. Happy, sad, mad. This is my voice. It doesn't really get much more than this.
Reg, honestly, bro, like you know how much respect I've got for you as an individual, but what you're saying now is so fucking real. Like, this is a shit people need to hear. Like, today has been so good for me to see like how receptive everyone's been to this, but also to hear people talk like that, because what you're saying right there about hiding your emotions and almost being told to be that kind of, it's that stiff upper lip and stuff like that. Like, it is so real. And you say you're monotone, and I know what you're saying, but look how, and I just want to point this point out, because that motherfucker that told you that you wouldn't be successful, he better be on his knees sucking your dick right now, because what you have done. And like I said, me and you met almost at the very beginning, and what I have seen you build is so fucking inspirational. And do you know what is beautiful? I'm going all over the place here, but I think it's so good for you to hear. Is listening to you and your son play video games it melts my, because I've got a son. I've got two sons, but they're 4 and under. No, they're not. Sorry, 6 and under. So, but listening to you two talk, and the way your son speaks to you, like the admiration he has for you is what I can only hope to be half the dad you are, because the way your son speaks to you and the relationship you and him have is brother, honestly, it melts my fucking stone heart. And there's a lot of women that will tell you my heart is made of stone. So
yeah, I gotta jump in on that one, Deli, because when I first found Regnoth, that was like a week when I think your son was away for a little while, like right before his birthday.
Yeah.
And you were saying like, oh, I play games with my son sometimes, and I already followed you, and I was chilling out, and I was like, all right, well, I everybody says that. But then he came back, and you guys started playing together, like you guys and Miss Dew and Jaded Jules, and all you guys were playing games together, and you guys were having such a blast. And like you and him, like that was great to see. Like what Deli was saying,
it's beautiful, bro.
I had already followed you and was like already willing to give you support, but that was like an extra. That was like the pièce de résistance, like like it was nice.
Thanks, guys.
It's a genuinity behind it.
See.
It's a genuinity behind it.
Yeah, it's very genuine, and like it gives you that warm fuzzy feeling. I can only hope to have that same bond.
I've got pictures of Rachel do that.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh shit! He's here. He's here. Look, he's here just talking about it, bro.
Oh, no.
It's true though. Do you know what? Like, this is a thing, and I'm not going to harp on about it because we've said it, and I don't want it not to. I want it to sound as authentic as possible. Like, I think it must be amazing. It must be amazing for you, Reg, for your son to hear this as well, because as men, all we want for our sons is that kind of is to be looked up at, because by the sounds of it, we've all got pretty complicated relationships with our fathers. I don't know where mine is. I've not seen him in 15 years, 18 years, but all we want is to be the man for our sons that they can look up to and go, that's my dad. And I think you've smashed it, Reg. I think you've absolutely smashed it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's one of those things that you just look at your life and what you had, and you want to have better for yours, right? So, and that's what it was.
Yeah, me and my brother always say, like, our dad was amazing because he taught us how not to be a dad.
Yeah, definitely taught you the don'ts. Now you got to figure out the do's. That's still half the problem, right there.
I'm still learning. But moving on to like adulthood then. So I'm sure if you've watched any of this, I talked earlier about like this stigma that's attached to men that play video games. Like the kind of, I mean, you smashed it the other day, Reg, when you said your friend told you that you would achieve nothing with streaming, which is fucking bullshit. Anyway, it just makes me so angry, because I'm that type of person, as you know, and you're the same as me, Reg and Dread. I know you are, because the way you've spoken to me. Like, even if you don't believe in something your friend's doing, or someone close to you's doing, you go and get it, because they may prove you wrong. Just because you can't see yourself doing it doesn't mean that person can't achieve it. But as an adult man, I know from going to the gym and going to work and going, oh, what are you doing after work? Oh, I'm streaming. Oh, I'm playing a video game with my friends. And they're like, you're a grown man. Like, what are you doing? So, as a man and as a grown, well, I won't say as a man, but as an adult, what has gaming brought to you now, and what do you think are the pros and cons to it? Who wants to go first?
You go ahead, Regnoth. I'm catching a raid real quick, and then I'll jump in after you.
Awesome. Well, for me, you know, when I was gaming, you know, and it's kind of changed because the guys I have and the guys that know that I do this, they're actually pretty supportive. Some of them, you know, don't understand it, right? Because a lot of the older generation that I work with as well, and they just don't understand it. They look at it a little bit different, but you know, I think it just depends on where you're at, the support you have around you. I was fortunate where I'm at now at work because I actually work for the Coke place. So you killed me when you said you had a Pepsi, but anyways, but no, they're really supportive and understand. I go through and let them know what I'm doing. I actually handed a couple of them some merchandise, some stickers and whatnot.
Hey.
They're pretty stoked. So you know, it's. I think it's just a different thing. It's kind of norm in the U.S. I think in my area, anyways, because that's. I mean, I live in Idaho. There's nothing else to do. So
potato field.
I mean, you can go hiking, I guess, hiking, fishing, and hunting. You know, which is great. I mean, if that's what you do, but I just don't. So. I don't know. For me, it's not as big of a stigma. For me.
So who did? While I know I can hear Dread typing away, so I'll give him a second.
There we go. I think I got that all figured out. Appreciate you guys.
When you first started streaming, Reg, who did you tell, or did you kind of keep it to yourself?
Well, it was actually I was actually talking with my wife because I originally started in 2005 on YouTube. And I didn't really go too far into it, and then just recently with you know, this is about the same time frame, went a little more serious. But what it was is I was talking with the missus and asked her, you know, like this is what I want to do, you know, this is what I'd really like to do for, you know, an actual career eventually, and I think I could do something with it, you know, and at least give it a shot, right?
Yeah, you got it.
If I fail, I fail. If I succeed, I succeed. You know, and that's the first person I told was my wife, and then at work, the first person I told was my one of my employees. He's actually a gamer as well, and he was super supportive. He actually he played a lot of COD. He was like top 10, top 3,
respected
in the nation.
With how bloated the COD population is, that's impressive.
Yeah, and because he used to work oil fields and got out of that, but he was great. He was supportive and understood what I was doing, but he's always asking like, "Well, how's it going?" You know, he doesn't get on him or anything, but my work's been super chill with it, knowing what I do.
Yeah, I have noticed that the difference in the UK to the US. Like over here, gaming is it's not frowned upon, but it's very much like if you're an adult still gaming, like they're gonna be like, what are you, a grown child? And I'm like, yes, I am.
Yeah, 15 years ago, it was about the same in the States.
Yeah.
Like it was a big turnaround because like people seem to respect what makes money in a capitalist society,
that
and
makes sense.
Gaming, the industry itself is like the second or the first fastest growing money making industry out there in media, at least. So they had to kind of bow down to that eventually
100%.
and start catering to the people that they knew would buy, rather than like trying to make it seem like they should go out and touch grass, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
who wants to do that?
I mean, I definitely like make it a point to go do that every morning and stuff, like in a serious note, because I will get sucked into streaming in general and just not move.
Yeah,
but,
I, as everyone knows, I'm big into fitness. So
right, chat, ew, grass.
Yeah.
who wants to go out and touch grass? Like, really though?
So,
I don't enjoy it, but I make myself. I go do it.
Somebody told me one time the graphics aren't that good out there.
Yeah, right? And the realism sucks. The physics, not so good. Like gravity, what's going on there?
So, Jed, yeah, what does gaming bring to you as an adult male? And
as an adult, like I had to pull up the actual definition of that word I threw out earlier so that I could not tell you guys the wrong thing. But catharsis. It's an outlet for emotions too strong to release through thought or conversation.
Yeah.
And like that definition like hits me like if somebody were to say that to me and then tell me to picture a concept in my mind, I would picture video games. Like if there's something just too strong for you to think or talk it out, like therapy won't work, already out the window. Like you can't go and sit on a couch and talk about it. It's just not gonna help you process it. Like if video games can give you either like a similar experience or the antithesis, like let you be the hero, be the villain, like let you do stuff that you would never do in real life, that can actually help you process stuff like real life stuff that has nothing to do with the game.
Yeah.
So I feel like that word hit me like in a place where I had to actually look up the definition and be like is this the right word? Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So had to bring that up.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Do you know, like, again, not to harp on about it, but like I've had therapy. My outlet before gaming was the gym. Nothing has been more productive to me than gaming. Like I can sit here, like I'm someone who constantly has ideas. I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but it's close to it, if not with the amount of shit I have to do with this. I think me and you were talking about it, weren't we, Reg? About like being almost obsessed with this, like this platform.
Yes.
And I sit here. Typically, what I'll do is I'll sit here with my controller playing Call of Duty with my phone at the side of me, with my notes pad open, and I'll just be typing ideas in between games, typing ideas for like streaming ideas, events, and stuff like that. And it's a constant. And that catharticism that you were talking about there, that is like exactly it. That kind of release, that kind of it's. I think it can't be understated how healthy gaming can be when exercised properly, because obviously there are a lot of people that use it.
That's what I'm trying to stress. Yeah, as long as you know how to walk away, set yourself a schedule or something.
Yeah, like last night's a perfect example. I was streaming, and if anyone watches that stream back, there are some serious rage outs on my part because I was having a tough day. and as soon as the stream had finished, I just put the pad down and went, enough. I need to go away. Do anything that isn't gaming right now, because this is not healthy for me. And
you can feel it though.
Yeah, and what I did is I jumped on Twitch instead and jumped in a bunch of people's streams, and I was doing some prep work for this, and just generally just doing anything other than gaming, because I was like, this is not good for me right now. Let me put
that
this
can
down.
help kill the anxiety. Jump in some chill streams, get some prep done for this, get some anxiety off your plate.
Yeah, and it was really good, and it was so much more healthy, because what I could do is I jumped in, I dropped some bits in everyone's streams that was on today that was already live, chatted to a bunch of them, and it was great. I had an absolute great time, and I felt so much better. And I think that is what streaming can do as well. Is those friendships that you form, instead of just texting one of your friends, you can actually go and see one of your friends on a screen and chat to them and see them responding to you and that sort of thing. It's so good.
Yeah, streaming at least, like that's got a level of interaction that other media doesn't have. And, like I was having that conversation with my mom the other day, actually, because she was asking me about streaming, like how it was going, like why did I like it, and I just kind of was like, these are some good questions and all, but I was like trying to explain, because she doesn't really watch streams that much, but I was like, if you're watching it, I mean, like imagine you're watching a movie and then you could just talk to the main character, just stop what they were doing and turn to the screen and respond back to you. Like that would be wild if you were just thinking about that. But it's like streaming, you can get that. Like it's the novelty's almost worn off for me, but thinking about it in that sense, I was like, that's actually kind of crazy.
No, that is exactly. I mean, my mom knows I stream, but I've specifically told her to not watch any of my streams, because my mom does not need to hear my.
you and Yasha getting into going down the rabbit hole, like that entertainment's for us degenerates.
My mom does not need to listen to people talk about fisting for 3 hours straight. Definitely not. So
true.
Talking about streaming, so Dread, let me hit you first, seeing as Reg took the last one. Why streaming?
Honestly, like a bunch of my friends, like maybe like a dozen individually over the years, have always told me to start because I got hardcore into gaming, and there's a lot of games that like I got good at, So it's like I had the skills, and then like I'm pretty personable, like I'm a social type person, and then I have like the electronic know-how and the like tech savviness to like do all the stuff myself. So I kept hearing him say it, and I kept kind of waving it off. And then last year, when I messed up my back and got stuck at home all the time, and suddenly I have all this free time, the next time somebody said it to me, like it hit totally different. Instead of me being like, oh no, I've got work, I've got school, I can't juggle all these things, I don't have the time, you know, maybe it doesn't work. It was more like, oh, you've got nothing else to do, like give it a shot. So I gave it a shot, and like people have been like, for the most, like 99% positive about it, like almost nothing but support from the community. And like I think that's another important reason to do this stream, and like let other people know that who are trying to hit that go live button, that like 99% of the people out there want to see you succeed. Like it's just about finding those people and getting more interaction with them, instead of just like going live and just kind of randomly throwing yourself out into the void and hoping for the best. You know, like networking really is 60% of the job.
Oh yes, yeah. That is something I've kind of stressed throughout this, is the importance of the networking. People watch streamers and think, oh, I can do that, press go live and just talk, and they don't realise the arduous sounds wrong, because I actually really enjoy the networking side of things, but the arduous task of getting people to listen to you maybe is the first thing, because you can DM 100 people and 5 will reply, possibly when you're first starting, I mean. Because there's various reasons why they don't reply. One of them is you have 50 fucking graphics designers in your fucking DMs, so you don't see.
Yeah, I'm up to 4 a day.
Fuck!
4 a day. Every time I go live, 4 graphic designers jump in my inbox and start blowing me up while I'm live. So by the time I jump off, they've all like hit me up 5 times and are starting to get upset that nobody's responding.
Guy, he's big time now. 4 a day.
Every day I go live, at least. It's only 2 or 3 on the weekends.
You just need to pretend that you have one already and just keep telling them back, and you stop getting them.
They don't care.
No, they don't. No, they
don't. They're immediately like, show me their work. What are they charging? I'll undercut. I'll work for free. Like, show me like what do you want to do? Like, I'll upgrade it. Like, I'll just make it look better. And I'm just like, holy crap! I don't know if they're
I must have hit a black hole.
No,
you got lucky with your artist who actually did work that I don't feel like they can do better. You know,
yeah.
They probably see your animated dragon stuff going on, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not putting in that kind of work now."
Yeah, everybody loves the dragon with the panties. All right.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's a fire ass emote.
I'll still say, I'll die on this cross as well. No one's had a better emote than Ravage.
No.
Fair.
That was the best one, but that obviously got banned.
Yeah,
because someone reported it. It was probably me overusing it. But yeah, I can't believe someone reported that. But yeah, same to you, Reg. So I mean, you spoke about it a little bit when you said you were talking to your wife and your YouTube stuff. But why streaming out of all the content creating you could have done?
It's something that's always kind of spoke to me. I always enjoyed watching streamers. I've always enjoyed hanging out and the community that it built, and where I'm not very good in real life. Like I can meet people and stuff, but I don't really put myself out there. This kind of gives me I'd say a safe place to kind of get out of that shell.
Yeah,
to a point.
Oh, for sure.
No, that's a great way of saying it.
Yeah, and so like it's helped me a lot. Not only to hit the live button and use it as a therapeutic tool to kind of help me be more vocal, more conversive with people. It also kind of makes it that way in real life. Like I can go do my job and I can talk to customers and put on the fake face, but this is my true self. So I want to kind of see where that goes. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah,
that's why streaming, because that was a big hit for me.
And that's one of the biggest things that I'll like reinforce for people who like are just starting to go live, like trying to hit that go live button, like they're struggling, like they don't know whether they'd be able to act like themselves, or should they try and act more like other popular streamers. I'm always just like, no, just be yourself. Like, you will find your people that way. Like, more of the people that you want to be around are going to jump in your stream. Like, your community will build around that personality. So it's like, even if it works for you, 100%. Even if you're successful, if you're like more fake about it, like if you try to act like somebody else, you're going to attract people that are going to be more like that. Like, just naturally, people are going to gravitate towards people with that same personality type.
It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
It's not. So you might get an early head start, but then you're going to have a whole bunch of people in there that are going to be like naturally driving away the type of people you actually want to be associating with. And so you're going to bum yourself out.
And you're creating another prison for yourself. I mean, I can't remember. I'm losing track of when I said what, but I kind of said about like society being almost like a prison where you've got to go to work and put on a face and all that business and do all that. And then if you had to come home, go live and do the same thing again, like be someone you don't want to be. Like, the whole point of streaming for me is you surrounding yourself with the people you actually want to be around and being able to be yourself for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, whatever. If you reg 15. Like,
yeah, right.
It's 12 and a half.
Well, I know you may stay on stream after you get off this. You never know. But
I think Mrs. might have something in her hand and destroyed by then.
But it's 100% true. You cannot pretend to be. If you pretend to be, say, Ninja's one of the most iconic streamers for his rages. If you're not really like that and you've got to pretend, like, that would be exhausting. Like,
yeah, that would be
streaming can be tiring enough as it is. Like, I've got off stream before and had that kind of like overload of like, I've been talking for like 4 hours straight. Like, I need to just be quiet for an hour now. Like, that in itself can sometimes be a bit tiring. So if you had to pretend as well, like, it just wouldn't work. Which leads quite nicely to my next question, which is something I'm really looking forward to hearing, because I believe you'll have some articulate answers. So if you kind of touched on it a little bit, Dread, but if someone reached out to you and said they were struggling with the idea of starting to stream and needed some advice on, you know, kind of how to start, what to do, and those sorts of questions, you know, maybe they're having some anxiety issues about it, what advice would you give that person?
All right, this one I got to pull out the notes. I'm not going to lie.
No, I knew you had notes. So that's why I wanted to just go first on this one.
I'm not going to lie, guys. I stole this straight from LJ Games, the dude who runs the Stream Scheme channel. Yeah. A lot of his tips, I'm not going to say all of them, are actually super solid. I spent a lot of time watching stuff like that.
It's who I used before I started streaming.
Yeah, look, it's solid. It totally works. And like, I watched a lot of different channels, a lot of different stuff, and a lot of the stuff that he said, as I started to like have it work, I would realize that he was right, like as it started to work in real time. So like, this one really stuck with me, and I did it for like a couple weeks, but now I've kind of like factored it into the way I edit my videos. So, and this tip is record yourself talking like on your phone or your webcam or something for like 5 minutes a day. Try to be funny, high energy, practice like you were live, like try to interact with chatters as though they asked you questions. Now, just immediately stop it. Don't look at it. Wait till the next day. Watch it the next day and then act like you're watching it like you're the viewer. Like, is it funny? Are you high energy? Like, would you watch yourself doing that? Like, and somehow it hits totally different the next day, because if you immediately watch it, you're just going to think everything's bad or everything's funny. Like, you're still going to have that same energy like when you made the video. But watching it the next day, like, you can really put yourself in that mindset. Like, are you the viewer? Like, what's working for you? What makes you cringe? And like, just get rid of all the stuff that makes you cringe that you wouldn't watch. If you watch something that actually made you chuckle, like, remember that, like what you did, what you were thinking. And now, like, I stopped doing it that way on my phone, but now that's the way I do my VOD editing. So after I go live, I don't look at the VOD. I just immediately send out my appreciations, go to Discord, go to Twitter, thank everybody that came in, thank everybody that dropped bits. Like, it makes it way more likely that they're going to feel appreciated and that they're going to, like, know that you felt special about that moment. And then just leave for the day. Like, I go play games with my friends and just stop worrying about streaming. The next day, when I wake up, that's when I'll edit that VOD. Look for the good clips. Like, look for the stuff that's funny. And then if there's stuff that's cringe and I have to fast forward, then I know, like, that's a joke I'm not going to make again on stream, because watching it again, it felt kind of cringe, you know? So it's like that. I still do that. And I started out doing that before I started going live, and I'd say less than a week of doing that, and I felt a lot more confident.
Yep, I used to do the same thing, but I just used to watch my entire VODs back. and I still do a little bit of that now. I'll normally watch like an hour. I'll skip through like some of like the gameplay stuff like that, the stuff that's not necessary. But like especially conversations I have with chat, like I'll listen to a lot of them back, and I'll be like, maybe I need to enunciate a little bit better. Maybe I need to not speak as much. You know, kind of because obviously I play with my friends.
Exactly.
Let them talk a bit more. I mean, to be fair with my friends, it's a struggle to get a fucking word in edgeways, but just little bits, and that is a great example. And watching your streams back, I think, is very important early on, because you need to. There's a lot of things you can learn very early on, a lot of things. But Stream Scheme, just go and watch fucking Stream Scheme videos, because honestly, they work. Like everyone said it. Gotham was talking about it earlier, and he's just agreed with your point there, Dread. Dread's just quoted LJ, and
yeah, straight up.
And I've never watched any of his actual content, but I've say his content, any of his streams, but I don't think does he even stream anymore?
I don't think so. I think he just does full-time like content creation.
Well, he owns one of the biggest like streaming tutorial platforms. So I think he stepped away from Stream Scheme and he's letting other people do that while he's doing like stuff for Nintendo, which I think is kind of cool, because that's really what he wanted to do. He's like obsessed with Pokemon. But stories like that really do inspire you, though, because his story of where he started and where he is now is a display of like what you can accomplish if you have the right amount of self-belief, right amount of drive and focus. Like, it's exactly what I see for this platform. That's why I named it. Even though I play under DeliMe, I've actually got a brand name as well, because like it's exactly what I want to build. That's my aspiration, is to have an actual like network as such. But yeah, Reg,
gotta start somewhere. Build it up.
Hey, okay. Repeat the question again.
So if you had, no, it's cool because we went on a bit of a tangent. If you had someone reach out to you, which I'm sure you have, because you are someone who's got a good community and a good following. If someone reached out to you and was saying they were thinking about going live, but they were struggling, maybe with anxiety or inspiration to start streaming, what advice would you give them?
I'm pretty simple. Just do it. I mean, as like I said before, is that you kind of have to bite the bullet and try it. If you don't try, you'll never know, right?
100%.
And if you're thinking about it, then there's a part of you that wants to do it. And if that part of you wants to do it, why not give in? Give it a shot. I know it's scary. I mean, I was scared. I didn't want to. I thought about, like, okay, well, what if I get on here and just, because I had a little bit different experience, of course, social-wise. You're always afraid of what if, and the way I grew up, and kind of go back to that, is that you're guarded, right? You're trying to protect yourself all the time, and
for sure,
in that you
can't help it.
Yeah, in that you're afraid of, what do they think about me? What is this person going to say? What is the what ifs? And I don't know if it's from turning into my age or what. I just stopped caring about, as far as, like, if they think negative about me, that's on them, right? If they like me, they're going to talk to me. So I'm just kind of getting out there. And so I would just say the same thing back, is that you can't control what people think about you. You can just put yourself out there and, as you said before, get like-minded people together. Because that's what
and that'll help you build the community around like people that you actually want to interact with.
Yeah.
That kind of circles around to one of his other questions, though. Like, what do you think is necessary to start streaming? And like, people will argue over that. Like, you need a webcam, you need whatever, and it's like, I really just think you need like the passion to want to make content and a microphone.
Yeah. Yep. Can I just touch on something that I think people don't want to hear, but I think it's necessary, because they say it on the LJ says it on Stream Scheme. I can't remember what it is verbatim, but essentially the point of it is streaming isn't for everyone. So if you're getting into streaming and you're not enjoying it, or you haven't got the drive to do certain points of it, if you want to be successful, that is, by the way, some people just do it out of the enjoyment of the social aspect. But if you want to actually be successful, like for me, I do want a big platform. That is my long-term plan, is to have a big platform. If you don't want to, in the early stages, put in the time and effort, then it's probably not for you, and you're not wasting your time as such, but you're putting energy and focus into something that you could probably put into something that you're actually passionate about. So I think it's very important in the early stages to find out if this is for you, because I see a lot, and the reason I say this is because I see a lot of people on Twitter who are mentally suffering. Like, they're actually causing themselves mental harm doing this, because they don't understand why they're not getting the following. They don't understand why they don't have viewers. They don't understand why
that like not understanding combined with the pressure that you're putting on yourself.
Yeah,
it's just like
you're putting a tremendous amount of pressure on yourself, but you're not willing to do the research because it's too time consuming, and you're not willing to interact with other streamers because you don't really like streaming. You don't like watching streams. You've got to like watching streams to be a streamer. I'm sorry, but you really do, because the only way you develop. I genuinely love. I mean, Reg will tell you, I've been up at like 3 a.m. talking in his stream, and Reg has been like, just go to fucking bed. But I genuinely, because Reg is someone I consider a friend. He's someone I genuinely enjoy interacting with him. And other people know. Saviour's another one who's in a time zone that's fucked up for me. No one's time zone's more fucked up than Reg's though. But I'll be in his stream and he'll be like, just go to bed, Billy. And I was like, I don't sleep anyway. Like, you've got to enjoy that. Yeah, who needs sleep? But if you don't enjoy doing that, streaming is not for you, and someone has to be the one to tell you that, because I see people on a daily basis falling apart on Twitter. Like,
I see it a couple of days. Yeah.
When it's like you go back to like watching my streams and stuff. It's like I try to be in Dreads every day that he's on. Same with yours, Deli. I know it's just if I'm in your stream and I'm chatting, I click with you, right?
Yeah.
Because there's been times where, and I'll just share really quick, is that I'll join a stream and then the person, like, you don't even know who's a streamer because there's so much talking on the mics, and people, kind of taking over.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple times too. That's a little jarring, You're trying to figure out who you're actually supposed to be interacting with.
Yeah, and then you come in, and then they're like, making fun of your name, like your streaming name and stuff, and I'm just like, this is definitely not how you build.
It's not a good but first impression.
Yeah. So
real quick, I'm gonna leave the party and just invite me back. I can't get it to let me ready up.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. No.
Yep. But
this is good. In fact, I'll wait for Dread to come back because this is a question. I'm actually interested. We've just had the first question from the followers.
I want to finish this because I think it's super important.
Yeah. No. 100%.
Be back, Dread.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
But But what I was going to say is that if you're starting out, and you got to remember that, as far as I know, like I'd say at least a good 90% of the people that you are going to be meeting in your community are streamers.
Yeah, well, especially like you can even see it in the analytics, and that's what bothers me the most. Is like if you go into your analytics and you look at like channels that you share viewership with, it'll show you channels and like your percentage overlap. And like if I look at like you, Regnoth, or Deli Meat, or like Ravage, Jaded Jules, we have like 70s to 80%
Yeah,
overlap.
we do. Yeah, I know that.
So
I know that.
If you're gonna be going into people's streams and like finding mutuals and stuff like that, like you got to kind of assume that there's that percentage chance that you're going to be coming in on somebody who's a similar style and a streamer of themselves. So it's like, I don't know. I've gone into, like you were saying before, I've jumped into streams and had there be like 5 people talking, multiple animated overlays that are lighting up. Like I can't tell who's actually a streamer or if they're all co-streaming together. And then the people will be making fun of each other and stuff. And it's like, you can do that in some environments, especially if you've been friends with people a while. But if you're doing that to first-time chatters, it's like, I don't know what you expect.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing I could say is like, if that's happening, I mean, you're not gonna build. I don't think anybody wants to come in and be treated that way, and it's a respect thing, right? I mean, we're all in it together.
Yeah,
it's like regardless of where your sense of humor is, it's a respect thing.
Yeah, start off like people know, like we give each other shit all the time, don't we, Reg?
Oh
like, but
we've been around.
But we also flirt with each other.
But we've also been around a lot.
Yeah, no, exactly. So like the thing is it's getting to like I mean I'm just bashing the point I think at this point, but getting to know who's in your chat is so important, because if you're into that, like some of the it sounds weird to say in this environment, but some of the overtly sexual content that people love on my channel, love it. Like Jaded is a fucking filthy flirt.
What?
I know. But
I know I keep throwing the same streamer's name out there. I gotta rotate.
But if all right, Brit again, like the relationship that we all have with Brit, we wouldn't do that if Brit came into the stream straight away, like the first time she ever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about building, like forming relationships. People call it networking, but just forming relationships with people and having those little inside jokes. Like, how good is it? Like, everyone dreams of having those interactions where your stream has inside jokes. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Like that's like, when we start our streaming. That's what we want. Like, people want that. So build it, but don't be fucking harassing people as soon as they come in your stream. Because I've had it. Like my name is funny as fuck. I don't give a shit. Like, it is funny. If you don't find it funny, fuck off. But my name is funny as fuck. But if I come into your stream and the first thing you do is make a joke about my gamer tag, then I'm probably not going to last in your stream, because I don't know you, so I don't have that sort of relationship.
Just generally.
Being socially aware is so important. No one's made that point yet, but that's a great point. I don't know if it was Dread or Reg that made that point, but it was great. And that kind of leads on to this question that GamerBrain has asked. How do you deal with haters in your stream? And I've got a great story about this, by the way. I have got an amazing story about this. So, who wants to take it first?
I mean, I can. I mean,
go on, Reg.
I'm fortunate I haven't had very many, right?
Yeah.
But the way that I have it, and my moderator knows, that's just my son, is, you know, there's going to be a warning, right? Because I think everybody, you know, they might not know that they're pushing that bounds, right?
Yep.
And then after the warning, it's a straight, I mean, I'm sorry, you're either timed out or banned. I mean, I might give you two chances, but
I do 2 chances, but I've had people tell me that's too much. My mod, for instance, has told me that's too much.
Yeah, I think if they're going to make it, and if you've already given them one warning, I think they already know that they're messing up, and they're purposely doing it. So,
yeah. Are you busy at the moment, Dred? Do you want me to quickly tell my story?
Nope, all good.
Okay,
I appreciate it, you know.
No. I just wanted to, because I know keeping up with chat's one of the most important things to do, obviously. So go for it though.
But if you want to do your story, I might be able to jump off of it.
Yeah. So my story, this. Raz, I'm sorry for telling this story as well, so I'll try and keep everyone personal out of it. But I don't think anyone's got this story. So recently, I was having all kinds of pings. I don't know what the fuck's happened with my stream manager. So recently, everyone knows my good friend, co-collaborator, TMGC team member, got banned. And why did he get banned? So we made a mistake as a channel. We failed as a channel, and I apologise for that. But I found out recently that all my streams were being recorded by an individual. And then clips were being taken. It was being clipped up to look like I was bullying someone. And anyone that knows me knows I'm not a bully in any way. And then
I was gonna try.
And then those clips got used and sent to individuals that they were trying to make out we were talking about. And what I learned from it and the way I dealt with it, one thing that I learned from it, and credit to Reg again, is Reg gave me the idea that, because I always raid out. I know not everyone always raids out, but I always raid out, no matter how many followers I've got in that are watching at that time. Whether it's I'm raiding with 4 or whether I'm raiding with 20, whatever it is, I'll raid out. I feel that. Because if I can bring someone one extra follower, it's amazing. But what I wasn't doing, I was raiding to people that didn't have parental advisories on. So,
I see.
So that's the reason Yasha got banned. But the way I handled it is that I believe, one, being aware that there's people out there that are always going. If you have a modicum of success, there's going to be people trying to tear you down because they wish to have the platform you had. So I believe being hyper aware of what's happening and pivoting off it and letting people know you know what's happening. And then also, I believe policing, because you can see who's watching you at any time on Twitch, but also policing who's watching you, and then for your own benefit, whether it means that you're going to lose a viewer, banning certain names that you see on a regular basis that on like, do you know, like user 596999 is watching you, is banning or suspending that account. So I believe when you're streaming, the key is to be hyper aware of what is going on in your streams. Because I'm very lucky, I have an abundance of mods. I've got like 6 mods. Shout out Reg, Von, Brit, all amazing mods.
Yeah, and that's something I really didn't think I would have to worry about up to this point. Is like, I started with the mod, so I got really lucky with that. I had a good friend who knew Twitch very well, who like knows the do's and don'ts, and like, you know, he knows when somebody's coming in to do some shiesty stuff, or like if somebody's a bot or something, when I just had no idea what I was doing.
Shout him
so
out,
like
Dred.
that was super useful.
Shout him out, shout him out.
The Vorpal Warp.
There we go.
He's trying to start streaming himself. I'm trying to encourage him. He's big into like hardcore WoW and stuff, so he would probably get an immediate following there because all that's blowing up.
Yeah.
But so like I started with a mod, so I was like, okay, I immediately had like the right amount of chat interaction and stuff, and one mod was enough. But now, like, with the amount of growth that I'm seeing, and I'm trying to figure out like how many more mods I need, but I definitely need more. Like, I see a lot of people like use other smaller streamers, like, you know, people whose reputations are on the line, like, as other mods, because they know they're not going to do anything messed up, you know. Yeah. So it's like that seems to work pretty consistently. But yeah, I'm definitely going to need like 3, 4, 5 more mods here soon.
Yeah, I've got 6.
The real struggle.
I've got 6. I've got 6, and it's not enough.
Yeah, I got to get on your level.
No, but do you know what? Do you know what? My mods are absolutely amazing because they are, what for one, apart from Slayer, who's not a content creator, they're all content creators, and the other amazing thing is they all volunteered themselves, more or less. I think I might have reached out to Reg because he was in me and Reg, obviously we've got a really good relationship, and he's in my streams almost every day, and I love that man to bits. Oh, you're there, Reg.
Thank you.
But
I am.
But his I
haven't fell asleep yet.
I wouldn't blame you if you did. But I believe that I approached Reg and asked him if he'd mod for me, and he obliged beautifully. But everyone else has kind of volunteered. Like, I didn't have a mod one day, and
I had to try.
And I think someone actually needed banning, and Brit just went, give me a mod, and I modded Brit, and then she's in my stream every day, and she does all the pins and all the shout outs and stuff. Absolutely amazing woman, I love her to bits. So it is like, I can't speak high enough. So I think when you've got that level of community, and Dread, you 100%, if you said, I need a couple people to make mod, let me know who wants to be it, I'm sure you would get 4 or 5 people straight away would say.
That's kind of where I'm at this point. It's like, I was just going to give it some time, see who the small creators were, who could be trusted.
Exactly,
you know, who's
that's
fun,
the biggest thing, is if you trust them with your platform. If you because that's the thing. Like I said, we had someone who jumped in who was trying to make me say a racist phrase. He kind of broke it up into words, so if I read it back it would sound racist, and like straight away, like Yasha, who also mods for me as well as obviously jumps plays Call of Duty with me, he straight away was like, don't say what he's just said, let me report, like, and he just handled it.
Yeah, just let's get that going.
Yeah, because you're as a streamer, you're focusing on 5 different things at once, aren't you? Like, so you're also trying to judge what someone's putting in your chat. I had another one, a guy saying stuff in Polish, and I tried to give him a warning. He got banned for a stream. He was a 12-year-old kid, so he was just trying to be funny, but it wasn't funny. He didn't realise I'm Jewish, and anti-Semitism will make me want to destroy your life. So he was trying to be funny, but it wasn't funny. So
that's one of those things that'd be funny if you were in elementary school.
Yeah.
With other kids who are making jokes like that. You know?
So I knew he was a kid, so I kind of said to him, right, I'm gonna have to ban you for a stream, and then if you come back and you behave, then you can stay. He's a kid, I had to treat him like a kid.
Yep.
But yeah, I hope that answers your question, Gamer Brainer. There's a whole bunch of examples there for sure.
So, on that kid thing though, as I find that if you definitely, I don't know, where you're more of a mature, you almost need to put a disclaimer in your abouts.
That's a shout.
Just because I've noticed, and that's I love seeing other people's streams because I gather all this information that I'm seeing, right? Because everybody, it's not one person has the idea. Everybody collectively as a community have good ideas all around. But they put like, please don't say your age, because if you're underage, you're getting banned because I can't have you in here.
That's a
because if I know you're underage, then you're in here, then you're actually, breaking the, conditions, right?
Yeah.
So just to say that.
See, I love. This is why I love this community, because that idea, I never thought about that idea, and that is an app, especially because my content is fucking X-rated, if anything. It's not even R-rated.
Borderlands OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, that's coming. By the way, that is coming, chat. That is coming. The Meat Gaming channel OnlyFans is on its way. It is on its way. That's not even a joke either.
I know it's not. Oh god.
It is coming. So what we're going to do is, this is just a quick overview because we are running out of time. Is what we're going to do is we're going to stream for 3 hours, and then typically what we're going to do is we're going to do an hour on OnlyFans afterwards, where we just have the most deranged conversations possible, and it's all going to be in fun and jest and kind of nothing like ridiculous. I'm not going to get my dick out on camera. But
sure. Heard this before.
Don't lie. You've already been sending me £20 a month already just to fund the start for the OnlyFans, Reg.
Hey, I don't know what pounds are.
But yeah, that is coming. So there's some questions I'm just gonna have to skip through just because I want to get to the meat. No pun intended. But I am very interested because both of you are gentlemen who are hyper involved in the community. Because I know some people aren't as fussed, but I really want to know what you think of the current state of streaming and the streaming community at large. Go on, Reg.
You want me first? Oh, man.
Hey, if Dread's free, Dread, I couldn't see him typing.
I got notes, hold up.
Go on then, go on, Dread. Take it. He's got notes.
I'm at the end of my notes, though. We almost ran out of time, hold up. Yeah, current state of streaming, here we go. Let's see. Besides the inherent problems with follow for follow, like I'm not even going to get into that. We all know that's not good for long-term growth. The problems it poses for long-term growth, the streaming platforms, I'm talking about pretty much just Twitch and Kick at this point, have a negative exposure setup. Like they rely heavily on people using Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, friends and family as advertising tools to be discovered.
Yep.
So I feel like I'm juggling like 5 social media accounts. I'm debating on making a Facebook and an Instagram too, so that would make it 7 social media accounts plus Reddit, so I guess 8. I'm been kind of dragging on that because I already feel a little bit overwhelmed by the social media workload. And I don't even get me started. I don't understand YouTube and TikTok algorithms at all. Like I put up some funny shit, you guys, gets like 150 views, and then I put up some dumb stuff, 1,500 views overnight. Yep. I don't understand. I've just started throwing stuff out consistently. So I guess the YouTube and TikTok are growing pretty steadily. Twitter kind of stopped after the graphics artists realized I'm not gonna give them my credit card information. But besides that, it's like the current state of streaming right now is like a gold rush. It's like open opportunity for everybody. So I just feel like everybody who's debating on doing it should just do it. But like you were saying before, there's a lot of people you see on Twitter who's just, it's obviously not working out for them. And they're just really beating themselves up about it. And there's just not much you can do on that front besides just keep trying, stay consistent.
Consistency. All it is.
Consistency is key across every platform. Between streaming, networking, editing, adding videos to other social media platforms, reaching out to people on Twitter. It's like none of those work if you're not doing it consistently. Mm-hmm. So like just set yourself a schedule. Even if it's like an hour a day, that's still consistent enough. Somebody will catch you at that same time every day.
Yep, I preach that to fucking high heaven. Consistency is key. I said it when I started working with Yasha. The first thing I told him when I started working with him, and I helped him set up his Twitch page and all that, is I said I need you to have a schedule. Like if being on the team, the one thing I will ask for is the consistency of the schedule. Like I know life can get in the way sometimes, but the schedule is key. Can I just want to jump in 1 second and just it's something that I think both you boys can kind of comment on. Is while we've got so many people in and on your platforms and on mine, is can people please stop looking at their follower count, because it means fuck all. Honestly, means nothing. The amount of followers you've got means nothing. Like, you can have someone who's got 5,000 followers and they will average 5 viewers. Like, I think it's very important just to make that point to everyone who is starting out streaming or is currently streaming, that are asking, who are concentrating on how many followers they've got. It means nothing, absolutely nothing.
Like, you can use it as a goal if that helps you.
Motivates
Keep
you,
going.
If it motivates you, yes. But if you're stressing about it,
yeah, you got to take away the anxiety between you.
I won't talk about my average and stuff like that, just because I don't know why, but it just gives me a bit of an ick to talk about my average. I talk about it offline with people like Reg, because me and him are close and we work together. I talk to it about Dread if we were talking about something that's coming up, and we're just kind of shooting the shit. Sort of like, I guess, when people own a business and they might talk about how each other's forecast, but they wouldn't tell the public. Not that we're that big, but I just don't talk about my average. But yeah, my average is mind blowing to me, and my following is half that of someone who's got fucking half my average. Like, it's crazy. So please stop fixating on your follow. The follow for follow thing, I know we're not going to talk about it, but it is such bullshit.
That's just a rabbit hole.
and if you DM me asking me for follow, I will tell you to fuck off. I have said that. I've literally replied with the words "fuck off" to people, because
I just ignore it. It's too much.
I'm too much of a fucking fireball when it comes to that. Like, I will just
like the graphics designers. Like, every time I go live, there's like 3-4 graphics designers asking for commission, and then every time I go live, there's 2 people who follow me on Twitter and then at me on Twitter saying, "Hey, check your recent follows and follow me back." Well, and it's like, just like the audacity on that. It's just like, guys, like, you saw I was live. If you found me in the first place, you found me through my stream. Like, or people who jump into the Twitch stream and will be like, "Hey, follow me back on Twitter real quick." And I'm like, I'm live. Like, I'm not going to alt-tab and do that right now.
No. Do you know the worst I had? Well, the worst I had is someone jumped in my stream and said something along the lines of, this was a while ago, but someone had donated, like, say 100 bits. And they jumped in my stream and said, "Look at so-and-so dropping 100 bits." And I was like, "Motherfucker, I know what you're doing." You've jumped in my chat. It's like one of the first times. It's the first time you've talked in here, and you're commenting on people donating bits. Like, I know what you're doing. Like, you've got like X amount of followers. Like that's just not the way to build a community. It's
just a little transparent.
Yeah. Like, the people that jump in my chat that might be first time chatters and streamers, and everyone knows. I mean, Reg is amazing. He tells me off for giving people shouts. I'll give everybody who jumps into mine, even if they're not a streamer.
My union rep's still pissed at you, by the way.
I'll give everyone a shout out. Like, I don't mind, because if you're a great streamer, like, why can't we all eat off the same plate? Like, but jumping in and going, "Follow me back," or "I've just followed you," or whatever, thank you for the follow, and if you're consistent in my chat and we get along, I'll follow you back. Like,
and yeah, I'll say that too. Like, I've tried to be like really diplomatic about it, like open-handedly nice, just like being like, you know that this pissed me off, but I'm not gonna say anything, like, because I don't want other, like, people who are more easily upset than me to get upset over it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So with that, I just want to say, anybody starting out, you definitely, like, because I struggled, and I don't know how you were. I mean, just to get the 3 average before affiliate, right?
Yeah, I was.
And then now, and I won't share my statistics either, because I'm the same way. But it's one of those things that's like, you look at it now and you're just like, why was I struggling so hard? And then you realize the work you put in, social media, the networking, helping. Yeah,
it's like you don't realize how much it helps with each bit of the grind when one step gets taken away. But it's like, I personally didn't struggle with the 3 average as much as I did with getting 5 consistent chatters. That one, like, took me so long. Like, I was like an affiliate by the time I got that one.
Can I just say, like, mine, not and you know me, I believe in having a humble ego. Like, I believe, like, there's a time to flex and a time to say, like, I fucking smashed it. And my affiliation, I fucking smashed that shit. But it's because I worked fucking hard to get it, and I was surrounded by positive, supportive fucking beasts of individuals like Reg. It took me 3.5 weeks to get affiliated, and it was absolutely fucking amazing. But what I will say is, once you get the affiliation, you have to shift focus to something else as well, because once you get affiliation, it's kind of like, oh well, what's next? And the money doesn't come in because you don't make a whole heap of money off Twitch. So
you're not doing the money right now.
Yeah, you have to pivot your focus. But going in with the idea of, oh, if I follow this many people, they'll follow me back. No, get in people's streams, get active in their streams, come in with genuinity as well. So find people you actually enjoy watching, and it'll come. So, 100% right. Fucking hell, we have burnt through this time. Do you know what? I might have to do it.
You got all the time in the world. You don't worry about it.
I might have to do it. I think Gosh, Josh, and Saviour might have something to say about that. I have left. Yeah. By the way, just in case, because I have got a feeling this is going to overrun slightly. Saviour and Josh, I have allocated enough time that we can run over. So if this does run over by 10 minutes, don't panic. It's not going to take anything out of your time, I promise. Because I'm looking forward to speaking to you two, especially because I know some have got a lot of shit to get off their chest and talk about, which I can't wait for. So we've talked about it. Did you comment on that, Reg, or have you got anything you want to add to the current state of streaming?
I think you guys pretty much hit everything on the nail on the head on all of it, because there's really, the biggest thing is the kick Twitch thing. But I work so hard in Twitch, and I've got such a community in Twitch. Why would I move?
We said that, didn't we? Me and you had that exact conversation of why would we abandon our entire audience for a 95-5 split when we're still not going to make a living off of it?
It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, why? Most of these people aren't watching on Kick. They're still here, right? So
for me, it was actually a little bit of a harder choice because I just started streaming when
Kick
became a thing. I had 20 followers, and I was like, okay, do I just start from scratch? I just started. If I should restart, it should be now, right? But I really just decided to stick with Twitch in the end.
Yeah, no. Come on. The biggest thing for me, and if I followed a streamer and they moved to Kick, I would lose all respect for that streamer because they're leaving for the money. That's the only reason you pivot off platforms. I don't believe anyone jumped over to Kick because they were like, that's
personally, I feel like they're going to do exactly what Hulu did with Netflix.
I said exactly the same thing.
Hulu comes out, they say they're going to be free forever. They're not going to do what Netflix does or anything. And then as soon as they got enough people to leave Netflix, they became the exact same platform. So my theory is that they're going to do the exact same thing and just become Twitch after 6 months.
So
why should I?
Twitch did the same thing. Twitch did the same thing. The thing that people don't understand, unless you're people can understand it if you're not in business, but for someone like me who's been in sales and marketing and stuff like that, is Twitch loves what Kick's doing. I can guarantee you of that. Being in those sorts of surroundings, Twitch love it because everyone is hashtagging Twitch when all that shit Kick was going on. So they were gaining publicity. That war
became a thing. Yeah.
There was an analytic that showed the amount of it was 5,000 times more than the previous year that Twitch was hashtagged. Twitch loved it because
chat's saying here, competition breeds innovation.
Yeah, 100%.
It's Xbox and PS, the PlayStation. Xbox actually would have gone out of business if PlayStation didn't get as big as it did.
100%.
But then suddenly they were the main competitor of PlayStation, not their own brand.
But what people do is
that.
The idiocracy of what people do is they buy into it. When they're like, oh, Steak Eddie cares about the content creators, I guarantee you that motherfucker doesn't give a shit, and I'm sorry if that upsets someone watching, but that motherfucker doesn't give a shit about you because he's a businessman, so his focus is on his brand and growing his brand. So his brand is, we are the platform that cares about streamers. That used to be Twitch's platform. Twitch was created by content creators for content creators and all that shit. And then they got so big that they don't. And it's okay because we can use their platform to build our own platform. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Building your community will mean, regardless, if you want to get money one day out of this, and if that is one of your long-term aims, and I'm sure we all want to make a little bit of money, then build your community.
We want to stop our 8 to 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
then build your community. They don't give a no platform cares about you truly, because if you left tomorrow, they'd still have a platform. It's just like my job. My job doesn't give a shit about me, and I'm okay with that because they pay me.
Yeah, that's what they pay you for.
Yeah, exactly. I shut up, get on with my job, go home, and I stream and talk to my friends. So are we ready, boys, to get into the meat?
The meat.
This is I think this is everyone's favourite. Since I was posing these questions, everyone seems to have loved these questions, and I love it. So, Dread, take us off. Top 3 games of all time. Your personal favourite, top 3, and then the three games that you believed helped define gaming.
All right, I got the first 3 on the list here ready. Top 3 games of all time. At number 1, Dragon Age Origins, absolute banger of a game. 2, Rome Total War. I'm like a huge history buff and
that
like
is a
Battlefield
shout.
nerd. Love that freaking game. Every single version of it is good. 1, 2, the remaster of 1, and then at 3, 7 Days to Die, early access zombie game that I have like 1,000 hours in, and I still
always
play.
7 days.
By the way,
I've infected everybody with that bug.
By the way, go and check out. There's a clip. I did a spotlight for Dread. I do the spotlight, which is just highlight a particular streamer, I attach a clip and all their details. The clip that I've got of that, I love Dread's clip where he's like built this cage. I don't play it, so I won't know. But he builds this cage and he's got all these fucking zombies coming up this staircase and he blows up the stairs. It's a great clip. Just go and check out his clip. I think it's one of the most heavily viewed ones.
Zombies wearing a bomb vest and he ran down the causeway and blew himself up, took out the whole bridge, and I just kind of stare at it.
Yeah, great
It's a
clip.
great one. But top 3 games that defined gaming. I'd say one off the top of my head, World of Warcraft. That kind of changed the way people has thought about games. Like, I've played that game like it was a job. Like, I clocked in 8 hours at work, went home, clocked in 8 hours of WoW, went to sleep for 8 hours, didn't know where I found the other hours in the day to get shit done. Like, that is how WoW worked. Number 2, the most played game of all time, League of Legends. People hate on that game. It has a famously toxic community, but I still love it. I love like fighting with people in that game. Like I like playing the game. Just that's my like abusive relationship game. I always go crawling back to it, no matter how badly it treats me.
It's like a bad relationship.
No, I'm telling you. And then number 3, I got to really think on that one. You know what? Easy one. I'm gonna go with Baldur's Gate 3. Now that I finally played it, this is gonna be like the way everybody describes Elden Ring.
I'm so jealous I can't play that game.
Everybody said Elden Ring was going to be the best thing ever, and like everybody wouldn't stop talking about it. That's what Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be, and it's actually going to deserve it. It's so good.
I'm so jealous I can't play that because I think it's PC only.
For now, I think they're going to port it eventually.
Like, they look so good. Right, Reg. Top 3 personal favorite games of all time.
Oh man,
and then 3 games that defined gaming.
These questions, who came up with it?
I mean, I heard an absolute fucking amazing streamer did, but I couldn't tell you his name.
So, I would say, for me, the Dragon Age or Dragon Warriors, because that defines for me in the RPG style. Final Fantasy.
I said Final Fantasy is again defined.
Yep. And then actually on Dread's kind of it's not World of Warcraft, but Warcraft, the strategy game. Their original.
For sure. Yeah,
that was huge.
That's
for me.
Huge.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Yep. And then the 3. Oh man.
Yeah, that was a struggle for me. I didn't have my list ready on that one.
Yeah, that one's tough. So these aren't in any order.
Well, you can shout out Rock for that. It's Rock that made me do it because he wanted to do like 3 that define gaming. So it's Rock's fault.
So these aren't in any order, but Fallout, the Fallout series.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't think about.
I'll give you that one.
And then I have to go to The Witcher. I loved it. Loved it.
I've never played it. I was watching Rise of Phoenix play that the other day.
And then Elder Scrolls. I mean, I got to go back to Skyrim and even the Elder Scrolls Online.
Oblivion. Yep.
I mean, I did a lot of WoW too. I mean, I was buying gold back in the day. So.
Do you know what? Do you know a game that Rock said that actually I don't think anyone's mentioned since that defined gaming? Fortnite. The whole PvP, Warzone.
So I mean, that did bring the battle royales in. Right?
Yeah, I would say H1Z1 was the original battle royale, and everybody just ripped off that one.
Yes.
But yes, the battle royale as a genre, that definitely. There's so many spin-offs, and Fortnite is one of the most wildly successful games of all time. So you got to give them credit where credit is due on that one.
For putting it up on that mountain, for sure. Yeah, like the way I said it, I think that's the point I made earlier, where I said kids started going missing off the street, like it was Project Paperclip. Like the kids just disappeared off the face of the earth. Like Apex, yeah. That's what Smitty said. Apex, like those that PvP battle royale style. That completely changed gaming. So, this question then. So, consoles. Your all-time favorite console and the console that you believe cemented gaming.
GameCube. I'm slapping the table.
GameCube.
Just immediately slaps the table. I'm sorry. The GameCube is the best console of all time.
Okay.
One of the first portable consoles.
The fact it had a handle on the back.
It had a handle on the side. You could run it while it was moving. It had the like anti-scratch, anti-skip technology that like Walkman had. Like you could literally hang it on the wall and play it. Like it was amazing, guys. Like
that was the first. I loved about it as well. What I loved about it, and my uncle, who is my uncle, he's like literally like he's a couple of years older than my uncle. He had the attachment that he slapped into the bottom, so you could play like Pokemon Red and stuff on it. Like honestly, like that console was. So is that your all-time favorite console, or the console that you believe changed gaming?
That's my all-time favorite console, and the one I believe changed gaming, because that's what put Nintendo on the top for all time. Like they've never had somebody knock them off the pedestal.
You could emulate like everything.
It was so good. I would still put PlayStation. But,
I mean, we don't emulate though.
If I had to choose another one though, I would choose PlayStation 2, because that is the console that held up for the greatest length of time. Like stayed current for the longest period of time, and the easiest to emulate games. You can still play PS2 games on PC like to this day.
And the reason I'd say PlayStation is because PlayStation was I believe anyway, was a transition away from cartridges and floppy disks and all that business. I think Yasha might have made that point. That it was a transition into modern day gaming. I think it was so good. The only other console that I would say is the Xbox One. I still can't get away from. I don't know if either of you played in LAN tournaments and stuff like that, but Halo. Oh my fucking god! And I'm not even a big Halo buff like that. But that time of LAN tournaments and Xboxes and stuff like that. Like that was like the move towards.
Xbox started the shooter with story genre, which is one of my favorites, because they had Halo and Wolfenstein and like all these great titles that were basically just you with a gun, like roaming. But then they would play cutscenes, and that would pull you into the game so hard. You were then like you were that character. Like it brings you back to like the cathartic feeling. It's like you had to really let some shit out as that character.
Yeah.
So a game that I don't think gets a lot of credit was Legend of Lagoon. Legend of Dragoon. It was an RPG game on the PlayStation 1. Amazing story, and such a fun combat system.
Somebody was streaming that the other day. I had never seen it before, but I got to look at that the other day.
It was amazing.
Honestly,
he was doing a starter equipment only run.
Chrono Trigger, yes, Chrono Trigger was amazing. But for me, I'm just. I really played a lot on PS3. Like I've owned all the systems, the Nintendos, the Xbox. I mean, I've owned them all.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy the PS3 because I had the biggest library, and I could play everything.
That's when they started to get the PlayStation exclusives under lock, and then by the time PS4 came out, every single PlayStation exclusive was good.
Yeah. No.
I'll give them that. I got a PS4 for my girlfriend as her like main console because I got it like for like $100 when it was new, like as a super deal from somebody. He like ordered one from Amazon and they sent two.
Oh.
And he just didn't say anything.
I love that.
Yeah, and I was kind of just like, you know what? Represent. Let me get one of those. And he was like, $100? I was like, I got it in my pocket right now. Like, best deal ever. Like, it's like the new bundle and everything with 2 controllers, bunch of games. She's used the crap out of it. Yeah, I know. But
so, what would you say is a console that kind of solidified gaming or changed gaming, Reg?
That solidified it?
Well, just I mean, what do you think? What console? So, did you say PlayStation 3 was your favorite?
Well, I mean, that was my favorite. Yeah, but I would say that. I mean, there's been a lot of changes over. I would say I know I'll probably get some guff for this.
Here we go.
But I love the Sega Genesis. I just have to go to the Sega Genesis because the games on it were so much fun, and it was durable, and it always played. Like the one I had, I owned it for years.
Yeah, I got one at a yard sale when I was like 15, and it had like asteroids and stuff on it. Like, what's it? The one with like the missiles and stuff, where you just shoot the missiles before they hit the ground.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
I can't remember the name. Dreamcast, and I loved it.
But that was awesome.
The Dreamcast has got a lot of love today.
But if you're arguing the console that solidified gaming, I think I'm going to say Xbox 360 when Skyrim came out.
That's a shout.
You've never seen so many people buy a console before to play one game.
Yeah, I said when that with Skyrim, I said like my playtime on that was like 500 hours. It was ridiculous the amount of playtime.
Oh my god! If the Xbox 360 tracked your playtime the way PC does, I wouldn't even want to see my playtime on Skyrim. I would throw up.
Same here.
People have been asking me to do a playthrough of Skyrim from that like one stream where I streamed it for like 2 hours, and I said I can't. Like my life will disappear if I have to start from zero. Then get all like the fucking dragon bone armor or the fucking like.
What's it? The only thing I'm missing, like in the PC version of it, is the killing a legendary dragon or whatever, and they only spawn above like level 100. Yeah. And it's like how long it would actually take to hit level 100 unless you were going all skills.
No, I just can't do it, chat. Yeah. Like, there's no way. There's no way, chat. I'm playing Skyrim.
I was like 150 hours away from that achievement, and I just kind of was like, I'll settle for that. I got that achievement on console. It's fine.
Yeah, there's no way. Right, lads. Well, I appreciate you both. I appreciate the fuck out of you both. Like I've said to everybody, having you buy into this has meant the fucking world to me. And people are probably going to get tired of me saying it, but honestly, the humbleness it brings of having 12 streamers on a similar level, if not above you, buy and say yes to something that's brand new to the community.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm impressed you managed to wrangle all the cats together on the same day.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. You know? I tell you, I spoke to. Do you know what? Again, Reg, I love you to pieces, brother. I honestly do. I had a long conversation with him on we were playing. Me, him, and Brute were playing, and I was talking about some streamers that by no means were messing me about, but they weren't responsive. And Reg just went, "You've got to cut that shit out. Just tell them they're not. They can't be on it because." Like and he was completely right. Like this is my baby, and today has shown me everything I wanted from this is real and can be achieved if I haven't already achieved it. But it's all down to people like yourselves that have bought into it and sacrificed your time to come and support my platform. So I appreciate the fuck out of you both. If you could both take the opportunity one at a time to plug your channels, tell people your schedules, tell people what you've got coming up, anything you want to promote. Reg, make sure, I've already dropped it in the chat, but make sure you plug your Stream Element store. Go on, Reg, take us off.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, as I said, RegnothStreaming. Right now I'm doing Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Generally, Tuesdays and Thursdays are 7 MDT time, Mountain Daylight Time, and then in the PM, of course. And then Sunday we're doing 12 PM MDT time in the afternoon. That way we can get some more people in there. For Sunday, as of right now, We're playing Sons of the Forest. We do variety, so Sons of the Forest, and then Fortnite has been a big one lately, and Baldur's Gate 3, of course.
Of course.
And then I got merch on Stream Elements. Of course, I'll plug it in on mine. It's just the only thing that's used for is the proceeds go into making the stream better and to go back into the community. So it's not me taking it; it's the community getting it back. So other than that, go ahead.
Go on, Jeff. Take it away.
All sounds good. I'm TheDreadWeb, aspiring early access content creator and streamer. I'm hoping in time to be that guy when like early access games come out. They just give me a key for free to have me showcase their game.
I hope that for you.
You know what I mean? Because I don't see anybody on streams doing specifically early access games, so I targeted that as like my niche to start. I think eventually I'm gonna go full variety streamer, but right now it's Monday through Friday, 3 to 9 p.m. EST, East Coast US time. So feel free to drop in anytime. We typically play several different games per stream. So I'll showcase a couple different early access titles. I've been really thinking about starting to do like one day where I do Baldur's Gate. So I'm really thinking about it, guys.
Do it.
So anybody who wants to come by and show me some love, I really appreciate it. Today's stream was awesome. I really enjoyed being a part of the WeRise inaugural event. So if you ever need another streamer to come in and do it, if you can't get enough people, I'm for sure ready to do it again. Well, but if you got enough people lined up for the next one, I'm not going to try to push somebody out of their spot or anything.
No, what I'm going to do though, Dread, and I definitely want you to be a part of it, so I'm going to say it now because then it means I've got to do something about it, even though I need no motivation to do it because it's going to be so commitment. Cool. Is we are what I'm going to do is I'm not going to. No one fucking steal this idea, otherwise I'll hunt your mum down and I'll sleep with her. I'm going to do a round table event where I'm going to have I think probably like 6 streamers and myself, and we're going to do like discussions like top 100 games of all time, and then we'll publish the top 100 games of all time on Twitter as like this is the top 100, and we'll do stuff like that with consoles and stuff like that, and we'll have a streamer round table.
I like it. That'll be fun to do like an IMDb's top 100 basically.
Yeah, exactly.
They always do that.
Yeah, they do like
that's
yeah, no, that's 100%. That's the idea I formulated while I was talking to you guys, because you guys are far more knowledgeable than me. But I love learning and I love listening to you speak. And you, I mean, we've ran over time, but having this discussion with you two has been amazing, because like every streamer that I've spoke to has brought something different to the table, and I think if I can get 6 amazing streamers, and when I do different ones, I'll pick different streamers so everyone gets a go, because the whole point of WeRise is
that'd be cool.
It's variety and it's spotlighting different streamers and what they've got to offer to the community.
Yeah, networking with as many small creators as possible.
Yeah, and giving everyone an opportunity to have a voice, because everyone deserves to have their voice elevated if they're putting in work in the streaming community. And I only approach people that I actually mess with and I actually enjoy what they're doing, because if I enjoy it, it means someone else is going to enjoy it. And it means my community will probably enjoy it because they're like-minded individuals. We are like-minded individuals. But again, boys, because I'm going to need to go and have a toilet break quickly before I get these boys in. I can't stress enough. I thank you both so much for buying into the WeRise movement. I can't stress enough how much I appreciate you both taking times out of your lives, because I know it's times away from your family, from your work. People have used vacation days, and I know Americans don't get good vacation time. I get 28 days a year plus bank holidays. Reg was telling me it's like 10. But no, I appreciate the fuck out of both of you. Reg, get some sleep.
I'm good. It's only 13 and a half.
Dread with a rage.
I'll sleep later.
Bro, appreciate it, Dread. You're an incredible individual, Dread. I appreciate you. But honestly, what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to take some time, and then I'm definitely going to get to work on the roundtable. I've also got an event in after the WeRise 2 stream that I'm definitely going to email you about. But yeah, I appreciate the fuck out of both of you. Go on, go for it.
So I just want to say thanks a lot, and you both are somebody I highly respect in the community. You guys have always been there, and you guys have always been, having my back. I enjoy all your streams and everything, but I mean the camaraderie it's great. Also with that, I would say you can also ask people why they picked that name for streaming on your next questions.
That's a good one. That's a great one. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Yeah, mine's got a whole story behind it. Hell yeah.
Right, no, right, boys. Josh and Xavier, I'll get you in just a moment. Like I said, I've allocated enough time that we can run over. Reg, you can't come off with that question and then not give your answer. Well, and then Dredd, you've got your opportunity.
Hey, no problem. I'll wait for that when it comes up in the round table.
Okay, so mine goes back to mental health. I'm sorry.
No, talk it.
So I made this when I was in a bad place. My name, okay. So Reg is regular, Noth is nothing. That's what it came out of. I was a regular nothing.
That is amazing. So that is
basically is a reminder of where I was and not to go back there again. So that's what my name means.
That's amazing. I knew there was a story behind it.
Dredd, come on then. Quickly hit us.
Alright, when I first started playing like OG Diablo, original Diablo, so when Battle.net was first brand new, it assigned me the name, like told me to make my own name, so I made it, it assigned me to Dread, and I put Web in there because it's my initials, so that got me DreadWeb. And then when Battle.net finally got bought out and became like what it is today, and it had a launcher, they renamed everybody and like restructured their names. So it went from being just DreadWeb to TheDreadWeb because there were so many people that I guess got randomized to DreadWeb. So it kind of like it got plugged into the randomizer and came out that way. Like
I love that. I just love the idea that you just clicked random and then you were like, "Yep, that's going to be my name forever."
Yep, I used it on Battle.net and I was like, that actually sounds pretty cool. DreadWeb.
I love your game attack, and I have wondered often about it. So that is fantastic.
So that's my name on Steam. I mean, if you find me on any like game that's like older than like 3-4 years, that's my name, and that's why it's taken.
That's fantastic. Right, guys. Again, appreciate you both. I need to run to the toilet, and then we'll get Josh and Xavier in here. Love you both, brothers, and like I said, I'm going to hit you both up because we definitely need to do this again. We definitely need to have a chat where we don't have a time limit, because me and you both could talk for hours. I can already tell.
We could burn up your whole time slot. So
yep.
I'll go ahead and make like a baby and head out.
Yep.
Definitely represent the other two guys, legendary streamers. I like them both. Xavier just joined I joined the same stream team that Xavier joined like a week or two ago. So
yeah.
Gotta represent.
100%.
Appreciate you letting me in on this.
No,
I'm gonna work on you.
100%. Appreciate it.
Take it easy, guys.
Right. I'll be right back, stream. I'll be right back. I've just seen that, Xavier. I've just seen that.